Hello everyone, Pinder Productions here, and today I'm back with another episode of my F1 2017 Career Mode series, and today we go to Azerbaijan for round 8 of this Season 1 Championship. You can see I'm in 8th in the Drivers' Championship, and here we have a R&D upgrade.
Good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that are looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.
So there is my R&D engineer Chris telling me about the report of our R&D new part fitted MGU-H durability upgrade, and also we have core competency progress, so the upgrade speed has improved now, so that is good to see. We'll get up our upgrades quicker hopefully than we did before. And here we go to practice with my track acclimatization run. Did quite well here in track acclimatization, getting mostly purples as you can see there, and a couple of greens as well. I think through the castle section and through the first corner you can see. Here we go into DRS, which was again purple, very nice to see, and now it was just across the line, so that went rather well. And looking at all the practice programs, I got a purple in each one except the team objectives, which was green, which isn't actually a practice program. It's just like things, like extra additional things the team want you to do. But we got 265 out of 275 resource points for practice, so that's very nice to see. And here are the resource points that I have in total after the 2 practice sessions that I went through. So 727 resource points, and I have a new rival. So my new rival is Nico Hulkenberg. Looks like he is the Renault driver, obviously, and I decided to put some new engine parts on for the next race, for this race, for qualifying and the race. So I did the qualifying on the super soft compound tyres. So here we go to start our lap of Baku in Azerbaijan, braking for the first corner, going around, going a little bit wide on the exit, but it's okay, although we are going quite a way down the field, about P17 looks like now. P12 we get through in that corner, but now P18, P19, so basically plumb last almost in this qualifying session. But towards the end of the lap I was able to improve up to P5 here as we go through what is the final braking zone of the track, although losing some positions now as we accelerate along the straight. Hopefully I can get a good line through here, going a little bit wide through the first of the chicane, but didn't do too badly on the second corner of that chicane there. And as we come now along the straight, going to be going up to the DRS zone now. DRS is active and we are coming up to the pit lane. This is along the straight to commentate. Hamilton sets the fastest lap and I get P8, I believe in the end it was. Yes, so I get P8 in qualifying, so that's where I will be starting the race on these super soft compound tyres. Let's see the resource points in total, 812, so that's very good to see. So I'll be able to make an upgrade, and I am leading the rivalry against Nico Hulkenberg. Reputation level is going up, so again that's very good to see. Hopefully I can become the #1 driver at some point soon if I keep going the way I am. That would be very nice to see. But anyway, let's go and see what upgrades we can do before we go to the race. Let's view the R&D tree. I'll probably go for another durability upgrade, I think, because I've put a third component on for the ICE, internal combustion engine. Then I'm going to put a new durability upgrade on for that. And let's go to the race.
To go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Vettel, Sergio Perez and Ricciardo.
So that is the top 6 on the grid as always, and here is my race strategy. Super softs onto the softs, and that is me putting a bit of extra fuel on so I can run some rich mix. So here we go to 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go here in Azerbaijan. You can see I'm off to a pretty decent start, keeping 8th place, and now I dive down the inside alongside with the 2 Red Bulls, and I'm going to go up the inside once again of Verstappen and Ricciardo into the braking zone here, following behind the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel, who is now behind the Force India of Sergio Perez there, you can see. But it is going well so far for me. I am just ahead of the Red Bull, following behind the Ferrari, and I've made up 2 positions so far in this race, up to lap 6. So you can see there, I'm not sure which Red Bull is following me. If I'm honest, I believe it's Ricciardo or Verstappen, obviously. But then following the Red Bull there is the Williams of Felipe Massa, I believe, followed by the other Red Bull, and then a Force India of Ocon. I think there was Verstappen's helmet there, it looked red to me, so I'm going to say Verstappen from now on is following me. I believe that's what it looks like. We'll find out later, obviously, but it looks like it's Verstappen's helmet to me anyway on this replay camera. Yeah, it looks a bit red, so let's call that Verstappen, who is following behind me on this first lap of the race, and we are following behind Vettel, who is being quite held up by Sergio Perez in the Force India. Sergio Perez doing a good job to keep the Ferrari behind him at the moment, but we'll see how long he can last on this long straight, with the Ferrari having a bit of a car advantage, let's say, although the Force India does have a Mercedes engine, so should be quite handy along this straight. We also have the Ferrari power unit, so should be okay against the Red Bull in a straight line, although the Red Bull will have better aerodynamics and downforce. You can see there the Ferrari trying to make a move on the Force India of Sergio Perez, and then Verstappen trying to make a move on me. You can see we go side by side, but I am able to outbrake him and go a little bit deeper into the corner here. And now coming up to turn 2, you can see Vettel trying to make another move on Perez, but he's not quite able to do it, I don't think. Ahead, and you can see here the move carrying on, Perez versus Vettel. Who's going to come out on top? And it looks like Sergio Perez has come out ahead of Sebastian Vettel, with me following them still in P6, and the Red Bull of Max Verstappen following me in P7 there. So very interesting stuff on these first 2 laps. There is confirmation that it was Verstappen who was following me all along, and this is really close stuff towards the front of the grid in the points at the moment, so doing well at the moment in this race at Azerbaijan. And that safety car was caused by the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson and his teammate Pascal Wehrlein having a bit of an incident there on the straight just behind where I'd just gone through, so that prompted me to take the engineer's strategy call of changing to pit on this lap for the soft compound tyres. So I did elect to do that, hopefully gain some time by doing that in the pits, and it looks like a lot of the other cars are doing the same, both the Force India and the Ferrari there coming in to pit along with me, and also all the cars behind coming in to pit as well now. So it looks like it is a popular decision to come in and pit at this stage in the race, and it looks like Vettel and Perez are being held up by the cars coming in to do their pit stops. Am I going to be held up as well? Only held up by the Renault, and I'm able to get out just behind him coming in, and there goes my teammate also coming in. So it looks like both Renault and my team are double stacking, but now we come out just ahead of the Renault. I'm not sure what car that is, I can't quite see the helmet design on it. But round we go the corner, and I'm in P4 ahead of Palmer, would you believe it or not, who's just left the sport really, or been replaced by Sainz at this stage of the race. So I've got to catch up to the queue ahead following the safety car, but this decision to pit has been a good one because I've lost as little time as possible doing that pit stop, and I'm in P4. I've made up 2 positions. Very lucky for me not being held up in the pits, unlike Vettel and Perez, who it looks like were held up in the pits there.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap.
So the entire field is now bunching up behind the race leader Lewis Hamilton. We have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Bottas, me, Palmer, and then it looks like a Red Bull, possibly Verstappen, but I'm not sure which Red Bull it is. Then Vettel and Perez. So Perez has been passed by Vettel in the pits. So they are quite a long way back now, and it looks like we're going to get ready to go racing. I'm getting right up behind Bottas now on this main straight, and it looks like we can now go racing once again. I'm going to pull to the left hand side to try and get the inside line to overtake Bottas, and there we go, I pass Bottas, and in the braking zone I get very close to Kimi Raikkonen. I'm going up his inside now. I'm going to go to the inside once again on this second straight up to the second corner and going up the inside of Kimi Räikkönen. We're battling, going side by side. Kimi Räikkönen is just about able to get ahead of me, so I'm going to tuck into the slipstream of him behind, but don't get DRS on this lap just after the safety car restart. But we are going to be able to brake later than Kimi Räikkönen and go up the inside for P2 in this race. Oh my gosh, I'm up into P2 in the Haas. I think the AI difficulty might need to be raised at some point. I doubt I'll finish here. I would be surprised if I did, but so far it is going very well for me in this race. Got P2 here on lap 5. Here we are later on the same lap, coming on to the main straight, and we have Räikkönen and Bottas behind there. You can see Bottas getting very close to Kimi Räikkönen, probably going to try and make a move, so hopefully that will mean he slows defending to Bottas and they don't quite overtake me here, at least yet. I would like to try and keep P2 for as long as possible. I know that it's futile because they are faster cars, but I'm going to try and battle them anyway, see what I can do, make it a bit more fun. And it looks like Bottas is overtaking Kimi Räikkönen for the final of the podium positions, and it looks like he could get very close to me in this braking zone. He is in my slipstream. The proximity arrows are getting ever bigger. You can see him in the left rear view mirror there, not quite close enough to overtake me yet though in this race, and we have defended P2 on lap 6 here in Azerbaijan. But now at the same point, one lap later, we have Bottas very close behind me in P3 there. Hopefully I can try and defend. I'm not sure if DRS will be enabled yet or not, I can't remember. We'll just have to see as we go on to the pit straight. It looks like Bottas is very close. It doesn't look like he's got DRS though, which is fairly good for me. Will we get DRS as we go? Yeah, DRS is now enabled, so I'm going to try and brake round the corner. Bottas is going to go up the inside. I'm going to be able to defend from Kimi Räikkönen luckily, so Kimi will get DRS on me, but I will also get DRS on Valtteri Bottas to try and get back at him here now on the second of the 2 DRS straights. Luckily they put that extra detection point in, which was very nice for this 2017 year. In above 2016 last year, there wasn't another DRS detection point there after the first corner, so this is very good. We are able to keep with Bottas at the moment. Can I try and make a move? No, I can't. I'm not sure if any moves have ever been made in these 2 corners. It's possible, however. And Hulkenberg has retired in the Renault, so it looks like the Renault reliability isn't going too well. But like I was saying, I am quite close to Bottas, although he is sort of pulling a bit of a lead from me now, and I'm going to have to start thinking about Kimi Räikkönen behind me at some point soon, coming on to the next time we get to the large straight, which is now as we come towards the DRS zone. Actually, we are in the DRS zone now, and Kimi Räikkönen is very close behind me. He moves to the left hand side to try and overtake me up the inside. I'm going to try and brake later than him, and I do successfully, and I'm able to defend my position from Kimi Räikkönen, although it is very likely he will get DRS again here on this second straight, so we'll see if he can stay with me. The proximity arrow is still there, which means he's fairly close. You can see him there right behind, not quite up my exhaust pipe, but there we go. Dives to the outside, not quite enough room for him. I've defended the inside line there, and I've kept P3 on this podium position, the final podium position on lap 8. But here we are on the final lap, coming onto the final corner for the final time, and on to the main straight. Well, it's not really the final corner, but it's pretty much the final braking zone, because this is all flat out through these corners here. But anyway, onto the main straight now. Kimi Räikkönen is right behind me. He will get DRS, which will open at about now, and he's going to get right up alongside me, which he has been doing for the past few laps. But this is where it all counts. Is it going to be close enough? He is right beside me, and he just about steals the position at the line. Bit like real life with Stroll and Bottas, only 2 positions down, and I am left with P4 after that. A very, very close finish, but very happy to be able to come away with a large points haul there in the end.
Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings.
So here are the race results. Hamilton, Bottas, Raikkonen, as you just saw on the podium, me, Perez, Verstappen, Palmer, Magnussen, Kvyat, Ricciardo, Sainz, Ocon, Van Dorn, Massa, Stroll, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Vettel and Ericsson retired from the race. Let's have a look at these standings, which are pretty much the same except for Bottas and Verstappen swapping places, as well as my teammate Magnussen moving ahead of Stroll and Hulkenberg moving down the table, Palmer moving up the table into 15th. So very good for him. The constructors, there has been no change whatsoever, although we are getting very close to Force India now in the Constructors' Championship, so very good to see that from our team there. This has been a very good race overall, I would say. Here are the resource points that we have after the race. So 432 resource points total, which is very nice to see. Rivalry update, I am leading the rivalry. I did finish ahead of Hulkenberg, so that was very nice to see. And the team approval rating is going up into the purple, so very good as well. After the bad race I had in Monaco, I've just had a couple of good races, so very lucky in that respect. I think the driver AI level will have to be upped a little bit for the next race. And there we can see the pluses on the career score. But anyway, this is the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, give the video a like, comment below and subscribe to the channel if you are new and want to see more F1 2017 career mode. Bye.